peace to the family, peace to my comrades, and it's always smoke to the COINTEL Pro Boxing fan. But family, I want to talk to you all this morning and give you a little bit of motivation about reaching your goals. And what brought this about is over the last few weeks, those of you who follow me, you have heard me speak on platforms, you have heard me speak on my own channel, and I'm starting to realize that the attitude of laziness, the attitude of procrastination, the spirit of it is in the boxing community. And a lot of times when people come to my channel, they ask me these questions about reaching their fitness goals, about reaching their goals in mixed martial arts, in boxing. And I just want to speak to those who have a goal to reach. Some of you have been trying to do things, whether it's taking you years. Some of you might be trying to get on that job as a firefighter, can't pass the test. You're trying to pass your post test, can't do it. You might be trying to go to the Air Force, to the armed forces. You're having a hard time. You're trying to reach certain financial goals. You're having a hard time. You're trying to start a YouTube channel, trying to get your views up. You're having a hard time. So whatever your goals are, there are some things you need to do. So I want to first tell you all a little story about myself, because there are people who don't know me. They just talk out the side of their neck and they have no idea who they're talking to. So let me tell you about Coach for a second, just to give you a little bit of motivation and help you understand that I've been where you're at. I've had it and lost it. I've been where you're at. But in my picture to this video, that is myself and a brother by the name of Joshua Flanagan, who is he's a pro boxer now. If you all look back there, he's a pro boxer. And can you all not hear me? Can you not hear me? I see you putting the ear. Can you not hear what I'm saying? Hold on, family. Yeah, it says my mic is good on my end, so I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, family, if you come in, hey, I love y'all, but I gotta keep building. So in this picture behind me is a picture of Joshua Flanagan, who is a pro boxer now. Okay. And in my picture that is to this video, that's who I'm standing with. In the picture, that's about, let's see, that's 2010, the picture that is on this video. He's a pro boxer now. So you might be asking, well, Coach, what does that have to do with anything? I'm about to give you a story about losing it all, having to start over, and just the trajectory that life can take you if you just don't give up. We are living in a day and age where participation prizes is given to everybody. And for those of you, talking to my brothers for a second, talking to the men, all of us have goals, or you should have a goal you're trying to reach. But there are so many weak-minded people sometimes around you. They mess it all up. All right. Oh man, who's that? Shout out Delano in the house. Peace to you, family. So you're like, hey, Coach, well, what is this picture behind me and the picture in my video have anything to do with each other? I'm gonna tell you why. Ask yourself this question: how come he's a pro boxer now and I'm not? Right? We started off at the same time. What happened? So I'm gonna tell you what happened. Back in 2010, That brother and he was actually in high school. I had already graduated. I was in the military, family. And I went to somewhere called Airborne School. For all my military folks, I went to Airborne School, got my wings, kept on jumping, doing best warrior competitions, all that in the military. So I had a dream of going to the 2012 Olympics. All right, my brother and I. Family, I was paralyzed after an exercise for almost a year. And when I tell you that kind of depression that sets in when you know you should be out there, or you feel you should be out there, and you feel that the world is against you, you feel like, everything's coming down on you because you really can't do anything. I'm in excruciating pain every day. I do physical therapy. A year later, I'm walking again. Guess what happens, y'all? They take away the USA boxing program in the Army because of funding. They remove it. Family, that was my only ticket. Listen to me. That was my only ticket to go to the Olympics, because at the time when you were in the military, you had to get permission, but you had to box with the Army boxing team. So it's over with, y'all. I can't go. All right. Had to stop boxing for almost 2 years, family. For a year, I couldn't even run. Right? Now, I want y'all to understand. My brother here, he went off to college. He didn't go straight pro. He went off to college. I had to stay in the military, of course. I could have given up. I could have given up on all my dreams of boxing. I could have, left the military at that time, but I stayed in, figured out another goal, went for that goal. So check this out, family. Bought my first house, became the youngest sergeant in my brigade. I start hitting these marks. But let me tell you what would have stopped me if I didn't do these things. Now, this is the motivation part for you all. Some of you men have people around you who, when you tell them something, they constantly throw dirt on your vision. They constantly tell you, hey man, that ain't gonna work. Or man, why don't you try this? That don't sound. Some people don't deserve your vision. There were people who I tried to tell my vision to after I got hurt, and they told me I should just give up. Just leave boxing all alone. Let me show you all what life took me. After I did all these great things while I was in the military and I get out, I opened up my own gym. And come to find out that some of the best training that I got in the military, I was able to use it to become a very good boxing coach. Now, if you remember, years before, 2010, it was looking real bad. Matter of fact, family, let me show you something. Let me show you how life will work out for you if you don't just give up. My first event was a half show. It was half amateur, half pro, right? I got a young man. I had two fighters fighting at this event. During the morning and the afternoon, it was the amateurs. They were going to take a break, and during the evening, it was pro. Guess what, family? Two of the guys on this flyer, we all boxed together. You got Joshua Flanagan, and then you got Joshua B. Now, Joshua B, that's actually the person that I am sparring with in one of my other pictures on my page. I'm telling y'all this to tell you, family, just because one thing doesn't work out doesn't mean you need to stop. Just because one thing doesn't work out doesn't mean you just need to give up. Those of you who are trying to become business owners, those of you who want to be the boss, I need you to understand something. If you want to go down this journey of entrepreneurship, you are going to have to get used to taking L's. You're going to have to get used to it. I know it might sound cliche. You maybe done heard that before. Listen, y'all, I'm telling you, once you learn how to take a L, just like in the sport of boxing, after you get knocked down and you learn how to stand back up, man, you good. Because all business is you finding a problem that people have and filling that void. As long as you know how to do that and do it effectively, you will be a good businessman. You will be a good businesswoman. So motivation to those of you who are trying to reach goals. When I get to speaking sometimes, y'all, there are men who get upset because they say I'm speaking to them too rough. I'm speaking to them in a way that makes them feel that somebody's talking at them. Family, you will have to get away from men like that. If you got people in your life and you the only one in the room with vision, you the only one in the room trying to build something, you need to get them away from you. For my young men who are going to watch this, you need to understand something. One of the most important decisions that you are going to make in your life is the woman you choose to be with. If that woman is not adding to the kingdom that you need to be trying to build, get away from her. She's nothing but a distraction. The only type of women you should have with you is one that helps, encourages, and is a help meet to you. Don't get distracted by all the booty and the titties and the pretty face. Trust me when I say this, there is not going to be any short amount of inventory of those type of women. They're going to be here to the day you die. But these years, once you get out of high school till about the age of 35, the things you do in that 15, 16-year period is going to give you a good view of where your life is going to be headed by the work that you put in. Think about all of these people, and I'll see you all in the chat. Let me see. PJ's Big Dog, salute, family. Delano came in the house. So understand this, family. People make, how many times have you all heard people make New Year's resolutions and they never meet them? They never meet those goals. What's the difference between the one who meets their goals and the one who doesn't? The only difference is the mindset. What's the difference between the poor man on the corner a lot of times and the rich man down the street? Some people might say lack of resources. Some people might say atmosphere. Listen, family, it's this right here. It's this right here. What you are able to cultivate in your mind and bring into reality. What you are able to cultivate in your mind and bring into reality. As long as God put breath in your body to wake up in the morning, as long as you can walk and talk on your own, men, there is no reason why you should not be building a kingdom for yourself. So my first point, because I know y'all like, come on, coach, get to it. My first point is this: motivation for you to reach your goals. You have to have discipline. You have to have discipline, men, and you need to know your worth. You need to know your worth. This is for the brothers. This is for the brotherhood, the men, the protectors and the leaders of our community, what we should be. You need to understand your worth. You need to understand that a woman benefits from being with you. You need to understand that when you are leading properly, when you are getting to the bag properly, when you are spiritually and physically taking care of yourself, everybody in your kingdom benefits you. Some of you have a toxic, counterproductive relationship with the woman that you're messing with, and she's destroying all that shit. She's a distraction. See, some of you have a bunch of yes men around you. How many people have you seen with great talent? They have great talent, but 5 years, 10 years into their career, they on drugs. They got gambling issues. They're addicted to alcohol. And all of those yes men who are around. See, I know people don't want to hear the truth. All of those yes men who were around when they were doing that dirt, they're no longer to be found. To my young men, you all need to understand something. You're running around with some of these guys and some of these so-called OGs, and they are no good for you. Let me tell y'all something about an OG. An OG doesn't set you up for failure. An OG doesn't set you up for failure. A real friend is going to tell you, even if he is in the street, he's going to tell you, hey man, don't do that. Go ahead and get that money, man. Go ahead and go to college. We need to, I'm right behind you. This is what we need to be trying to do. We need to be trying to head somewhere to make our lives better. So you have to have that discipline. You have to know your worth. You have to be addicted to the hustle. You have to be addicted to your craft. Find out what that thing is that you love to do, and understand that if you want to make a business from it, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent in your business practices. Example, some of you, many of you who follow me, you're either some type of trainer or you're a fighter, former fighter, etc. If you want to make a business out of that, you can't be lazy. If you want to make a business out of that, you cannot procrastinate. Take it even further. Some of you, you're trying to reach goals going to college. You're trying to reach goals trying to join the force, trying to join the fire department, trying to join the military, trying to get that business off the ground, trying to get into transportation, trying to buy your first semi-truck. Cool. Understand this. The job, everybody likes to celebrate once the LLC is formed. Everybody likes to celebrate once the S Corp is formed. Man, listen, you just getting started. Let me tell you when it really starts. When it really starts, and I'm going to speak it to you straight, because there are so many people all on social media giving you all these fairy tale guru stories about how to be the man that you really want to be and how to take life into your hands. I'm going to tell you the truth, family. It is not an easy process, especially if you're starting from scratch. What I can tell you, the good news is everything that you learn, nobody can take it from you. Once you got it down packed, nobody can take it from you. Boehner said, only other thing I have to add is it really helps to cut out sugar, discipline with the reward system. You have to take your brain back from them first. That's true. You need to, like I said earlier, you need to physically and spiritually take care of yourself. After you create that business, after you create your LLC and all of that, family, that's just paperwork. The real business starts when you get your first problem that off the back you cannot solve. That's when you're in the game now. That's when we're all going to find out what you're really made of. After the first time you get knocked down as a man in life, that's when we're going to find out what you're really made of. To my young brothers who are watching and who do watch, your most powerful weapon is going to be your discipline and your consistency. You see these brothers behind me on this flyer, these Hispanic and black brothers on here. I want you to understand something. Everybody on that flyer, I know for a fact, have been boxing and putting in the work since at least 2005, and they're still fighting. Because that's how consistent you have to be to become a world champion, especially if you don't have ties to anybody. Now, you need to ask yourself, are you willing to put in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of work? When I bought my first house, check this out. All of my homeboys were all in the military at the time, right? They buying J's every weekend. They got the Challengers, the Chargers, the Camaros. I'm riding around in a Crown Vic, bought it for $4,000 in Florida, put some nice little rims on it. It's paid off. I'm not buying no more new clothes. My shoes is looking dusty because all my money I'm putting over here. All right. Then you know what the next thing I did, family? I went and found people that have already done what I'm trying to do. Stop listening to people just because they're popular. If they haven't done it, don't hear what they're talking about. All right. You can learn something from everybody. Don't get me wrong. But family, if you are trying to purchase something, if you are trying to reach a goal that none of your boys around you have reached, none of your family members around you have reached, get away from them. You can still love them, but go to somebody who's done what you're trying to do, brothers. I walked outside this morning, felt, man, it's getting cold. And I started thinking, man, the year is flying by. Before you know it, it'll be Thanksgiving. Now, let me ask you all a question. What New Year's resolution did you make last year? What New Year's resolution did you make last year, and did you reach it yet? It's about to be Thanksgiving. And then before you know it, it'll be Christmas. Before you know it, it'll be January 1st again. What promises did you make to yourself? And have you reached them? We have to have an honest conversation with ourselves as people who are trying to reach our goals. What is the difference between somebody? It seems like they always reaching their goals. They always doing something. You have to be addicted to the hustle and progress, because some of you are hustlers, but you're not progressing. Don't get movement confused with actual progress. Let me say that again. Don't get movement confused with progress, because I can be running in one spot, but I'm not going anywhere. So I'm not progressing. So think about all these people who made all of these New Year's resolutions last year, and it's about to be another year, and they haven't done anything. They're still just as big as they were. They still have these bad habits. And this is not to talk down on them or anyone else. This is to give you motivation and encouragement so you know how to do it. Any habit, most habits, let me not say any habit. Most habits can be broken in 30 days. And it only takes 30 days to build a habit. So if you take something and you do it again and again and again for 30 days, you can build that habit. You can build a habit of discipline. The same way you can build a habit of procrastination. You can build a habit of being a good business person. So I'm going to give you all a few tips. I want to give all the people who are trying to reach a new goal, because I'm not going to go live again till probably Monday when I do some more martial arts things on my live. But this is when I want to give you some tips to do. This is the first thing. I want you to command your morning. When you wake up in the morning, salute, family. Black Martial Arts Society in the house. When you wake up in the morning, all right, family, I got you. All right, Andrew 100, salute, family. This is what I want you all to do. When you wake up in the morning, you need to, that's your head start. You need to do PCCs, PCIs, all right? I'm about to tell you what those are. And you also need to have your operational task, your goal task. So for anyone, now this is the most important part of this live. For anyone who is trying to reach a goal, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write down on a piece of paper what your goal is. Under that, I want you to write how long you think it's going to take you to do that goal. Now, what I'm telling you, you're not going to do in a few minutes. I need you all to have at least an hour to 2 hours to do this, because this is going to be the most important part of setting the foundation and actually reaching what you're trying to reach. After you put how long it's going to take to reach this goal, under that, you're going to do a week by week, day by day task. These are tasks that you have to do every day to be successful in what you're trying to reach. Example, let's say I'm trying to lose 50 pounds. All right. I'm going to put Coach Hudson's fitness goals. All right. I'm going to put 3 months. Under that, I'm going to put what needs to be done to reach it. Then every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to put what I need to do. All right, I'm going to wake up Monday, at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to wake up 5:30 a.m. I'm going to do chest, back on Monday. Wednesday, I'll wake up 5:30 a.m. I'll do cardio and legs. Friday, 5:30 a.m. I'm going to do plyometrics, explosive workouts. These are going to be my meal plans. Every week, I'm going to track my body fat percentage. I'm going to track my weight. And these things I'm going to do all the way leading up to the last day of 3 months. That right there is how you set a goal and you stick to the task. Don't get on here telling me about what you're going to do and then you have no plan. All right? That's just a fitness thing. That's something that we should be doing as men anyway. because we have people in our lives depending on us. So we should be taking care of this first. You can't do nothing if you're not healthy. Your health is your wealth. All right. Second, to my younger guys, you might be trying to buy your first car. All right. At the top of that paper, put first car purchase. Up under that, how long is it going to take? Cool. These are the tasks I need you to put that you need to be doing, which really should be working and saving. So your tasks are going to be, hey, I'm working these shifts on these days. I'm making this amount of money. Okay? I'm going to go to the bank at the end of the week. All right? I'm going to put this much money in the bank every week. Now, it's something about writing something down that makes you feel like you're almost making a contract with yourself to do it. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Write it down, brothers. Write it down and post it in a few places. Post it in the kitchen on the fridge. Post it in your bathroom. Every month, I need to have this amount of money saved. All right? At the 12-month mark, I need to have my credit score this, and I need to have this amount for my down payment. I need to be making this amount a month so that I can afford the car when I buy it. That is how you use consistency and your discipline to reach your goals. Now, everything that we talked about before this, all that other stuff, the women, the yes men, all of that are going to be distractions to keep you from reaching your goal. Whether you believe in God and the devil, whether you believe in whatever, one thing I do know about life is that when you all start trying to reach these goals, what is going to happen is distractions are going to come. That's just how life is. You have to have enough discipline where no matter what, hey man, I got to knock out these 500 push-ups. Hey man, I'm going to get up with y'all in a second, but I got to go to the bank real quick. I got to go handle, you ain't got to say all that. I got to go handle something real quick, and then I'm going to get up with y'all. And you think some of these dudes are your homeboys, but when you start doing, when you start doing what I'm telling you, see, the older heads, y'all already know. But some of the young brothers, you think everybody your friend. Once you start doing what I'm telling you to do, those who don't need to be around you are going to start falling off like flies. Or you're going to start seeing resentment and bitterness towards you. Because you're moving on a frequency that they don't operate on. See, you all were here first. When you start using the power of your discipline, when you start using the power of your will, and you're waking up early and you're getting stuff done, you're getting more stuff done by 10 a.m. than they do in a whole day. You're going to start doing this, and they're going to be right here. When that happens, you're going to start seeing people start acting funny. As soon as that happens, get away from them. Because let me tell you what they do. Those are the type of dudes who will set you up. Those are the type of dudes who will try to holler at your lady. And if she's a loyal one, she'll do what she's supposed to do. But I don't even want you worrying about that, because everybody is going to fall off when you ascend to the frequency that you are supposed to be operating on as a man. Every single man in this chat, understand that you have a kingdom around you. There is a kingdom that you are supposed to be building. There are goals that you are supposed to be reaching. This is why my command sergeant major told me this when I was a private. He said, son, you know why I try to always look for the fit people to put them in leadership positions? I said, Sergeant Major, no, I don't know. I feel it's a little biased, honestly. Even though I was in shape and I was getting put in leadership positions, he told me this. He said, when you look at a person who is in shape and who is fit, and they not somebody that just naturally got it, somebody that you know works to get it and keep it. They have programmed, this is what he told me, they have programmed the self-discipline inside of them that will give them the tools that they need where they can succeed in anything. This is how important it is for you, brothers, to take care of your mind, your body, and soul. Because once you have the discipline, that's why I tell y'all, I say, every time I go live and I'm working out, what do I point out? I tell you, hey, y'all, man, I haven't been as disciplined as I should, and I'm about to have to pay for it. And I want you all to see the good, the bad, and the ugly on my channel, so you all don't think, man, this is all peaches and cream. Because let me tell you, when people point out things and they're just like, oh man, it's just so easy. All you got to do is this. And then you step on out there and you try to do it. And you see how hard it is. You get upset at the person who was the messenger. Because now they have painted this picture, this fairy tale. Salute Patrice X in the house. They have painted this fairy tale that thing is going to be peaches and cream, is going to be easy. Ain't nothing worth having easy in life. See? And the reason why I feel I just need to start speaking more on the goals that people are trying to reach. I need to start speaking on more because I realize that the same way people fall off when you're on a high frequency, when I'm speaking on certain platforms, I realize that there are people on a low frequency who have an issue when we start speaking the truth as men to each other. Think about this, family. When we was kids, especially if you were in a barbershop, do you all ever recall a man speaking up saying, man, y'all talking too strong? A man speaking up and saying, man, I don't like the messenger. I don't like the way you deliver your message, even though everybody in the shop is learning something. That's an issue. Okay. Now I want to show you all something. Andrew 100, he just portrayed something so positive. He was vulnerable enough to say, hey, coach, I'm trying to do this. This is the goal I'm trying to reach. Now, Andrew 100 knows that I'm a trainer. He knows that there are other trainers who come to the page. So he's already doing what he needs to do to get to where he's trying to go. Andrew 100 said, coach, I'm 300 pounds. My goal is to lose weight by walking outside 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. So your mind is in the right place. This is what I would tell you, Andrew 100. You don't need to walk for 2 to 3 hours, okay? Your body's gonna go into a man, I'm having a brain fart. You don't want your body to go into a platonic state. All right. After 40 to 45 minutes, your body no longer is doing what you think it's doing. To say it in the most simplest term. What you do need to do is, all right, you need to do a exercise that's going to last you between 35 to 45 minutes. That's going to put your body in a constant pattern of movement. All right, the art of kinesiology. Okay, your strongest battle is going to be in the kitchen, Andrew 100. So what I want you to do is, I want you to start tracking. All right, I want you to start tracking how many calories you're taking in every day. I want you to start tracking your protein that you're taking in every day. There's a scale that you can get that will tell you your body fat percentage, your muscle skeletal percentage, and that is what I want you to follow. All right. You don't want to lose a bunch of muscle and then you have a bunch of extra skin. So, Andrew 100, your mind is in the right place. You don't need to walk 2 to 3 hours. It's not going to give you the results you think. You will be better finding a mountain. If you do want to walk, find a mountain and walk up that mountain. Walk down that mountain, okay? Because that's going to put your body in a constant working effort, okay? But if you're just walking around the neighborhood, walking around the track, for 2 to 3 hours, it's not going to do for you what it needs to do. If you're walking around with 300 pounds on you, you need resistance, okay? But I want to give a shout out to Andrew 100 because salute to the Dirt Game boss, because he portrayed the very mindset that we need to have as men to reach our goals. And I appreciate when you all come and rock with Coach in the chat, because I never hear any men come over here when we're building talking about we're talking too tough. How disgusting is that? We're sitting here trying to unify. We're sitting here trying to build. And you got grown men on all of our boxing channels who come in, and instead of them understanding the message, instead of them understanding what we're trying to do, they're crying about how the message is being delivered. We don't need that weak shit amongst our ranks. We don't need it. So I want to say to you, I want you all to have the motivation to succeed. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Andrew 100 said, Coach, I'm a hardworking person. I'm more than willing to go the extra mile. That's somebody that's going to be successful. See, I don't have time to baby grown men. But let me tell you something. When you let me know that you're willing to work, when my soldiers let me know, hey, Sarge, whatever you want us to do, we trust your leadership, we gonna do it. We ready to work. We ready to go to war. With whatever it is. Wherever you're trying to do, family, whether it's financially, whether you're trying to reach a physical goal, whether you're trying to buy your first house, your second house, whether you're trying to get into real estate, whether you're trying to start your own business, our mindsets as men have to be right. And boy, let me tell you, Delano said a great point. He said, Coach, you're right. It will be family also will act funny. And listen, you all cannot get upset or get sad when these people start falling off. When you start moving on a high frequency, when you start speaking, because let me tell you, if you don't already speak the way like how I'm delivering it, when you get into business for yourself, when you start building for yourself, and you get into conversations, you're gonna have the natural reaction to want to share it, because you want to let people know, like, hey, I done figured this thing out. If you just be consistent and you be disciplined and you apply it to your life, look, y'all, we can reach these goals that we're trying to reach. Family gonna be the first funny acting mofos around you. It might be cousins, it might be brothers, sisters, and sometimes, unfortunately, it might be your mother or your father. But let me tell you this. Once that money start coming in and your life starts to mirror the principles that I'm telling you are going to make you successful, they might act funny, but they still are going to respect you. Because no matter what, they see you done figured something out that they ain't got up here. What did we say earlier? The only difference between that That man on the street and that man in the high rise, who are both healthy, is what's going on up in here. What they can cultivate in their mind and bring into reality. Let me tell y'all something, family. Let me tell y'all another thing of how life works. When I got out the military, you know how many people told me, "Hey, man, you done got promoted. You the youngest. You the youngest E6. What you doing? You gonna leave here and leave this money on the table?" I'm not leaving nothing. You don't see my vision. The next, was it? Let's see, 2017. 2 years later, I made more money in a year than I would have ever made in the military. But I knew I could take the principles that I learned when it comes to the self-discipline and consistency, and I could apply it to anything I wanted to do in life. And I realized while I've been speaking these past few months on YouTube, I realized I have to start talking more to the warriors. I have to start talking more to people like Andrew 100, who says, "You know what, coach? Listen, I know I'm behind enemy lines. I know that this hill that we're about to go up is hard. I know that it's about to be tough, what I'm about to do. But damn it, if I can just find my way, if I can just find the formula, I know I got this. If I can just, all you got to do, let me tell y'all something. As men, when you make it up in your mind that if I can just figure out the way to go, that I can get there, you're going to be the most dangerous individual anybody has ever had to deal with in business, in building your own kingdom. This is what I realized. One of the strongest things I learned in the military is when I learned how to do land navigation. When I learned how to plot an 8-digit, 10-digit grid point, and I learned how to get there the fastest, you couldn't tell me nothing. After that, when they dropped me off in the woods, I was doing a best warrior competition. If you Google, I ain't gonna put all my information out like that. But just understand, I was mean with it. When I learned how to be dropped off in the middle of nowhere and find my way around, let me tell y'all something, family. What that did to my mind as a man, I felt, and I know to this day, I can conquer anything I put my mind to. It's just a matter of, do I want to do it? Do I want to put the time into conquering that thing? Once you all get that instilled in you, family, you're going to be a bad individual. You're going to be a bad man. And that's the only thing some of you are missing. It's not that you're weak. Salute Brent Fox in the house. It's not that you're weak. It's not that you're just so misguided. It's the consistency and the discipline. Let me tell y'all, I'm 35 years old. I put in so much work with taking care of my body that, and some of you saw it, when I sprained my wrist and I had to take 2 months off, I couldn't do push-ups, I couldn't hit the bag, I couldn't lift no weights. The only thing I really could do was pull-ups. Those of you who saw me go to the gym, that was the first time, a few days ago, that was the first time I've been back in the gym in almost 2 months. Nobody else could tell. I put enough work in where I can take off in an emergency situation, hop back in there, and I can still hang. But I put in work for years. For years. That is the power of being consistent. So I want you all to ask yourselves a question as men. You don't have to say it in the chat, but if you put that consistency in your finances, where would you be right now? If you put that consistency in the women that you lay with, those who are not married, and you hopping from chick to chick, if you put the consistency in really talking to a woman and seeing, is this woman going to be an asset to my kingdom, or is she going to be a liability? And I'm gonna talk plain to you, to my young brothers. Listen, you don't let no woman run you. You hear me? You don't let no woman run you, especially in the beginning of you building your kingdom. She don't run nothing. But if you don't know how to lead nobody, you don't need to be with no woman yourself. Get yourself together first, and the women are going to come. Remember this. It's two sayings that I say. Remember this. First saying, you will never lose women chasing money. But brothers, you will lose a fortune chasing women. Let me say it again. You will lose a fortune chasing women, but you will never lose women chasing money. Because success, leadership, discipline, the right woman, she know what she's looking at when she see it. The woman that you need, she knows that man is on a mission. I can help that man. Not one of these Jezebel contentious women who can see you for a trick. And if you are moving and leading like a trick, they're gonna treat you like that. This is the other saying that I say. This is the story of the bird that flew down south. And I'm gonna leave it here. All right. There was a bird that flew down south. All right. But he flew down too late. So the frost had set in. So the bird landed near a cow. Okay. And the cow had laid a big turd and dropped it on the bird. So the bird is pissed. The bird is like, man, this damn cow done shitted on me. So a cat comes along and removes the shit off the bird. And the bird says, you know what, man, this cat is all right removing this shit off of me. Even though the crap that the cow laid on the bird warmed the bird up, the cat removed the feces off the bird and the cat ate the bird. Now you might say, well, Coach, what kind of old ass Negro spiritual riddle is this? All it means is everybody that shit on you ain't your enemy, and everybody that help you ain't your friend. Let me say it again. Everybody that shit on you and maybe tell you what you need to hear ain't your enemy, and everybody that's your yes man and tell you that your shit don't stink and get it off for you, that ain't your friend. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And a lot of you young brothers need to understand who is who. Who is the cow and who is the cat? See, some of you think that these yes men around you, a lot of these yes men around you are your friend. When the whole time, man, they just waiting for you to get locked up so that they can go at your family. So that they can prey on your little sister that they've been watching grow up. So they can plot on your mama who don't move right. This is real. Life is real. And some of you men, some of you young brothers who are going to watch, I want to say this to you. You have the heart of a lion. We know you brave. And we know that there is a generation that has failed you. You look at some of the brothers in the church and you look at them weak because they teach a weak teaching. You see some of the brothers in the mosque and you don't listen to them either because you see some of them not practicing what they preach. Not practicing what they preach. Now, whether you a Christian or a Muslim, you can't get mad at that because you all know I'm telling the damn truth. See, Patrice X said, what are some ways you test them to find out which they are in that story? Great question, Patrice X. This is all you got to do. When you start moving on a higher, oh, hold up. Salute. Macadacious Mac of the South is in the house. Pimping since been pimping. But listen, this is how you find out who those people are, who your enemies are, and who your friends are. This is what I want you to do. And it's a few ways. I'm going to give you a few right now because Patrice X asked a great question. First way is when you start moving different. When people call you and be like, hey, bro, what you got going on? You be like, hey, man, I'm headed to the track to work out. Hey, man, I'm going to this seminar to find out about tax liens and mobile home flipping. Hey, man, I'm going to this free workshop on emergency preparedness. And they gonna give you a reaction. And I want you to pay close attention to it. Anytime you tell somebody you're about to do something that betters you, if they're not either trying to join or support you with joy, that's somebody that's probably an enemy. I'm gonna tell you another way. Okay? Get in front of them. Because see, the mouth can lie, but their physical reactions, their natural reactions gonna be on their face. Y'all meet up, get a piece of paper, and be like, hey, bro, I seen this exercise. I think we can do this. That's going to help us. Let's write down our goals that we're trying to reach. Let's see how long it takes them. And let's write down some daily tasks that we can do to reach those goals. If the person is like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Man, I ain't trying to do all that. Man, where the bitch is at? You need to run far away from that individual and fast. Because they're not trying to build no kingdom. They want to be a peasant forever. They're not trying to build nothing. See, men, it is in your nature to want to build something. It is in your nature to have a kingdom of your own. See, every man knows that he's supposed to have some power. A lot of times, he just can't put his finger on what's wrong. A lot of us go into depression and anxiety because subconsciously we know we're supposed to be in charge of something. Subconsciously, we know we're supposed to have more control over our lives than we have. So when you try to better yourself, when you start moving on a higher frequency, all of those people who you trying to figure out who your friends are and who aren't, them the enemies. I want you all to go back and look at the career of Adrian Bronner. I want you all to look at the beginning of his career, the middle, and right now. Now, I want you all to look at all of those people who were around him being a yes man. When he became this division champion. Now, when he started getting in trouble, when he started losing money, where are those people at now? Those were yes men the whole time. The cow shits on the bird. The cat removes the shit and eats the bird. But you know what? The cow was the bird's friend. So who is the cow in your life in this analogy, right? The cow is the person that's telling you what's real. The cow is the person in your life. See, sometimes the cow is that chick you messing with, she ain't nasty like the freaks. So you dump her to the side, but guess what? She was the one that had your back the whole time. Guess what? She was the one telling you, hey, babe, let's go to this seminar I know they're having about real estate. But you weren't trying to hear that because you want to go chill with your homeboys who got the freaks over their house. See, you ain't trying to build the kingdom. Because see, let me tell you something. That woman might not be a freak for you right now. But if you invest and keep building, man, that woman will become everything you need her to become. She'll go to classes. Let me talk to y'all young niggas for a second. Excuse me, you young brothers who have the mindset of a young ninja. This is what you all need to understand. Them little Jezebel whores that y'all like to mess with, they ain't gonna do nothing but drain you of your God-given purpose. They're not gonna do nothing but drain you of your resources. But let me tell y'all something about a woman who she wants to make it her business to help you multiply whatever it is you're doing. Listen, she will go to classes that some of these old freaks put on that teach them how to please us. They have classes for them. And out of nowhere, she'll tell you, hey, babe, I went to this class. You remember when we went over to Vegas and me and Shaniqua said we was going off for about an hour? Yeah, we went to this class that taught us, and I want to show you some tricks that I learned. See, that's the kind of woman you need to invest in because she wants to multiply everything that you're doing economically, financially, right? She wants to make sure that you're pleased in the bed. She want to make sure that when you come home, the smell of greens and black-eyed peas is on the stove. That you come into a kingdom that you can dwell in and recharge to battle the next day and do what you need to do as a man. That's the only kind of woman you should be trying to invest your resources into. So Patrice X asked a great question. How do we know? How do we know these guys who are our enemies or not? See? Real friend is trying to build. A real friend ain't getting jealous of you. See? Patrice X said, wasn't happy till I left these jobs and started working for myself. More stress, a little less money, but worth it to feel like a man. Y'all, all of y'all, listen to that. Listen to what Patrice X said. Patrice X said, I wasn't happy till I left these jobs and started working for myself. More stress, a little less money, but worth it to feel like a man. Let me tell y'all something, family. Do you know how many of my friends who are federal workers who had this conversation with me when I left the military? They said, hey, man, ain't nothing like a federal job. Hey, man, you gonna have security for the rest of your life. Hey, man. I said, yeah, but you know what? I feel that I've learned what I needed to learn from this organization to go do for myself. Family, I'm good. You hear me? I'm good. And the stress, it only lasts a little bit, y'all. You might have a year or two of stress of you learning your way of being on your own as a businessman. But once you learn it, you realize this is what happens, y'all. After you go through the birthing pains of being an entrepreneur, of being on your own, you up and you look at the baby that you've produced, and you say, you know what, this ain't nothing about but problem solving. That's all business is. All you got to do is solve the problem and put yourself in a position where when things come, you are already prepared for the problem. So I'm going to land my plane here. Everyone who looks at the video, who looks at this video, This is about motivating you because there's so many weak-minded men all on social media who hate the fact that we as men are building. See, one thing I know, we can say what we want to say about the sisters on these podcasts. The sisters have hundreds of podcasts on how to make money as women, and they are doing it. So I said, you know what? I need to start speaking to the brothers because I don't like the trajectory that we're headed. Women are talking straight talk to each other. They might be on that BS when they get on these panels with us and say that, well, men ain't shit and all that. I ain't talking about them women. I'm talking about these sisters that's making these podcasts on how to make six, seven figures in real estate. I'm talking about these women that's making podcasts on how to get into the trucking industry. I'm talking about these women that's talking about how to corner the beauty market. They have all of these podcasts, and these women are getting money. Come to Atlanta. You'll see these sisters are getting money. Why are we not moving the same way? Yeah, we got a few. We got a few. But it's time for us to get busy. It's time for us to do our Father's business, which is through us, which is for us men to build our kingdoms, to start controlling our destiny. And before you try it, family, you have to get your discipline under control. In every business, do you know what they have in the CEO's office? Somewhere in that office, they have the daily task, weekly task, monthly task, semi-annually, biannually, annually task. They have it down by the day all the way up to annually of what needs to be done and what you need to do to be successful. Now, question to you is, why don't you? And if you don't, family, it's okay. That's what this video is about. I want you to start doing it. I want you to sit down and make these tasks for yourself. What do I need to do today to be successful by Friday? What do I need to do today where I can have 3 vacations this year? What do I need to do today to be able to take my family out 2 weekends this month? What do I need to do to reach my financial quota by the end of the month? These are things, men. This is to the men. I'm not on here trying to pander to no women. I'm not on here trying to do all of this back and forth drama crap that I know it brings views. Cool. That ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to motivate and wake you up. Now, I'm realizing that in the boxing spaces, it's some brothers don't like how strong I talk. And I get it. I get it. Some of them are weak-minded. And they don't like the mirror being put up to them saying, hey, look how you behaving. Look how you acting. But right here, I can talk straight and I can tell the brothers, hey, man, this is what we need to do. I've done it. See, people always like to talk about, well, y'all ain't doing the work. Y'all just talking. Coach done did it. I done gave up 6 figures twice to build somebody else's empire. And I was working. Don't get it twisted. I was working. I was making other people look good again and again. Salute Akil Vibes in the house. I was making other people's businesses look good again and again. Let me tell you. One of the businesses that I worked, I was a director of a security firm. And my firm had a few hundred properties and details that they did in the city. Now, these details went from transporting jewelry, protecting high security clients, protecting neighborhoods, etc. Check this out, family. I was doing the scheduling. I was answering any issues. So if any detail had an issue, they were not calling the manager, the director of operations, me. I'm the one. I'm the one dealing with these things, right? So I looked around one day and I'm sitting with my family, just like I'm sitting here talking with y'all. And while I'm sitting with my family, I'm doing scheduling. I started realizing, yo, I work almost every hour I'm awake to make these folks look good. Then one day, they're acknowledging all of the chain of command at this company thing. And I started realizing, hold on, family. So I'm at this company event and I started realizing that, man, I'm doing all of this work and the manager's looking good. The heads of the company's looking good, right? Hold on, family. So check it, family. I'm making everybody look good. I'm working from sun up to sundown, right? And based off of my work, we're getting more contracts, right? Based off of the work that I'm doing, people are calling in to sign up for our security firm, and everybody's making money off of it. The marketing guy that does promotion, he's getting commission off of the contracts. I'm not getting it. The manager is already making six figures. I'm not making six figures. The heads of the company, y'all know they getting paid. So I said, you know what, man? This ain't it. I know based off of my work that I'm putting in the discipline, the consistency, where if I could do this for myself, I might as well. I'm already stressed the hell out. So one of the best decisions was going to go do for myself. So I'm not telling any of you to go out there and be stupid and quit your job today. That's not what I'm saying. What I am telling you is every single one of you, all of you men, the men that I'm talking to, I want you to know that you have a God-given talent. Whether you know it or not, there's something in you that you can do. No, I'm not boxing today. There's something in you that you can do that will change the whole destiny of your life. You just have to figure out what it is, and you have to apply what? That discipline and consistency that we've been talking about. See, this society, the atmosphere of this society have tricked men into thinking that we aren't who we are. Okay? Family, see, this is what I mean. We're not, thank you, family. That's the shit I'm talking about. We're sitting here building, family. We're building about how to make your life better. The title of the video, motivation on how to make your life better and reach your goals. We not talking about Mike Tyson right now. In this family, I want y'all to see the stuff that I'm talking about. When men are building, and we're talking about serious matters to make your life better, you got these trolls that come in to talk about some other shit because they're not man enough to stick to what we're talking about. They're not man enough to try to think about how to build a destiny and a kingdom for themselves. So they want to come in and derail the conversation. These are spineless men that you have to get away from. So Patrice X, you posed a good question. How do we know who the yes men are? How do we know who the enemies and the Judas among us are versus our real friends? They do shit like that. They come in and they act like they're your friend, but the more you build, the more you go into this high frequency, they start trying to joke about something else. They start trying to troll about something else. So you'll be in a conversation, they'll be like, yeah, man, that's all good. But hey, man, remember that time when you was effing with Shaniqua and she busted your windows? Them the kind of men you got to get away from. Salute Queen Shaquilla Fields in the house. Those are the kind of men you need to get away from. I'm so sick of these agents of chaos. Don't come over here with this shit. What does the title of my video say? It says motivation to reach your goals. I don't know if some of you just like abuse, but don't come over here with that. Patrice X said, having a private Discord to spread this knowledge and motivation amongst men without trolls would be dope if you started that. Yeah, it would. But if I do it privately, I'm not going to get the subscribers that I also want to get. You know, I can have a private Discord as well, but I want to do this on the public forum so people know that they can come to Coach Hudson's channel and they can get some motivation. They can get some straight talk. Do you all know how many young men are locked up that would like to hear this knowledge, but they can't hear it? Where they're at, most of the old heads are trying to prey on them. But then you got these punk-ass men that can't be serious for 2 seconds. You got these weak men. We sitting here building. See, we can't get mad at the women. We can't get mad at them when they talking the business. They got podcasts when they talking about how to get money, and all the women are on the same accord. Well, sister, how you do this? How you do this? And they trying to build, and then as men, we can't have one conversation that is about building our own kingdoms without somebody trying to derail it. Like a little whore. Like a little whore. So back to the frequency that I was on. Let me say this. This ain't the channel for you to come over here playing games when we having serious conversations. Don't take my kindness and love to motivate people as a weakness, because I'll come back down here for you. Get you up out of here and we going right back. All you did was shine a light on the kind of spineless, weak individual you are as a man. So back to the men. Back to the men who trying to build. Back to the men who are trying to take the handles of their destiny. Who need just a little bit of guidance. They right there, but they need just a little bit of help. Discipline and consistency is going to set you free. Getting people from around you that's like that is going to set you free and help you. Get away from men like that. Get away from women that don't mean you no good. Listen, one of the strongest traits that you can have as a young man is self-control. Discipline, consistency, and self-control. Nobody will be able to stop you. Nobody will be able to stop you but you. Because when you have those three, people can't run game on you. While you all are moving in this journey of life, while you're trying to figure out this whole thing, understand this. Understand this. There are people that you're going to have to leave behind. And I know right now it seems tough. That seems like tough talk to you. Like, man, I can't be cool with my home. Listen, you can be cool with whoever you want to be cool with, but you have to guard your kingdom. If you are a king, think about it now, especially my people that do chess. If you play chess, what's the job of your queen? And what is the job of all the other chess pieces? Somebody answer that for me, because I'm not that knowledgeable in chess. But in chess, I think I know what I'm talking about. In chess, what is the job of the queen? And what is the job of the other chess pieces on the board? Anybody in the chat that plays chess, could you answer that for me? What's the job of the queen on the board? And what is the job of the other chess pieces on the board when you're playing chess? Queen's job, everybody else's job. I believe their job is, nobody answered you yet, but I believe their job is to protect the king, right? It's either to protect the king or the queen. The point that I'm trying to make is, brothers, men, don't think that you're not a king. Don't think because you're working at Popeyes that you ain't a king. You're doing what you got to do to get a buck. But just know you ain't got to stay there forever. Don't think because at the mechanic shop they treat you like shit that you're not a king. Don't think that because you're a private first class in the armed forces and they're treating you like crap now that you're not destined to be a king. You all are warriors, you are kings, and you were made in the image of God himself. And I want you to know that if you just do the three things, have self-control, have discipline, and consistency, you can reach any goal that you are trying to reach. I appreciate everybody. Okay. Patrice X said, I'm going to answer this last question and then I'm out. Patrice X said, facts, any tips that will improve your daily discipline and consistency? Keel Vibe said, I operate the train here in Charlotte. It's the first job I've had that gives me the opportunity to plan properly and build the way I need to. That's what I'm talking about, family. I love to hear that. That's what I'm talking about. But to Patrice X's point, what things can you do daily that will improve your daily discipline and consistency? Now watch this, family. Something as small as making your bed, making sure your house is completely clean every day before you leave the house is just a small thing you can do to start building the habits of you being consistent, okay? Go from cleaning up, making sure your closet is organized, making sure your car is clean, making sure, your shoes are clean. Start with the self-mastery first. Making sure that you are in physical shape One of the best things that you can do to be consistent every day, wake up in the morning and stick to a physical training routine. Some of you are going to say, hey, well, coach, I work out at night. That's fine. Like I said, when you wake up in the morning, there's something you need to do physically, and start doing it every morning. Even if it's just you get up in the morning and do a stretch routine that lasts 15 or 20 minutes. Even if it's just you get up and you do 10 minutes of jumping jacks, 10 minutes of burpees. Start doing something to be consistent with your life. I promise you, your whole life will start to change because you're already going to be moving from this frequency to this frequency. And get parasites away from you, whether those parasites are women or those parasites are your homeboys or family. And you ain't got to stop loving your family, but sometimes you got to put distance between you and them. I want to give a shout out to all the family that came and rocked with me for this live. For those of you who are watching for the first time, I usually don't have to get ugly like that, but sometimes you have to rebuke the devil in a way that he understands. Peace to the family, peace to my comrades, and it's always smoke today to you spineless men. Peace.